Okay. Hello. It's been a minute. There. Yeah, same time, shame. I see. No, it's been a second since we did this on this particular channel. Been gaming, but I've not really even had a chance to do a stream on this particular channel. So that is what we are doing today. Let's have a look. Let me pause a couple things here. There's a couple things I need to set up. Like I haven't not used this channel in a minute, so there's a couple things that aren't quite doing what they need to do. There. That should help with the thing. Let's have a look if everything went, because I had to do a couple of like last minute things. Oh, yep. So I'm using the wrong title for the stream because I have not set up the correct restream thing. It's not really something I can fix. Can I fix this? Actually, I'm not sure. I don't think so, because... Oh, maybe now I can on Restream. Let me see if I can change it here. Because the issue was that I was not able to change the thing I usually change for these streams. So I had to make a new one. And for that to work, I have to also copy over a stream key, which I was stupid and did not do. So that's broken. Can we fix that in the movement? Let's have a look here. Just looking at my Restream dashboard here, because of course... If this was Twitch, it would be easy enough, but there's also a YouTube thing going on, so... May I update my titles while they're currently going? Let's find out. No, for some reason, they're not letting me change it, so that's a little unfortunate. Hey. Hello. So this is actually wrong. I mean, you're still allowed to ask me anything, absolutely no problem whatsoever. But we're actually focusing on something entirely different today. We are working on live coding today. So live coding is not coding while you're, being watched by a bunch of people. Live coding is making music while you're coding. Welcome in Adnan Khan. I'm glad you're here. Always good to see new people. Well, you know, I guess this is an AMA stream as well, because that's what the title says. So we're doing both. We're doing musical coding and we're doing AMA at the same time. I'm sure that'll be just fine. I'm sure that'll be the completely perfect and fantastic combination right there. So this week I've been looking into what's been out there for live coding situations. So you have a couple of things that do this. There's Super Collider, which in turn is used by a bunch of other things that are on top of Super Collider. And I think the main two ones that I encountered are SonicPy and a new one called Strudel, which is a platform that uses tidal cycles in the background and has JavaScriptified it, basically. So the other ones I felt were a little bit either too unmaintained. Foxdot looks really fun, but is going to be inaccessible because of the tkinter toolkit, as well as the fact that it hasn't really been maintained for half a year, and the repository for on GitHub says that it's not going to really be updated anymore. So we'll essentially put SonicPy and Strudel head to head, I think, in this particular stream. And I think what these are great for, excuse me, I think what these are great for is an alternative to things like Scratch. If you can't see, because Scratch obviously is a very drag and drop heavy, very puzzle, very blocky. You drag things to another things. You pluggle, which is a thing for plugging things into puzzles. Then you basically have to essentially use your mouse to put things where they need to go, and that's not gonna work, obviously. We just don't use the mouse that way. We don't use drag and drop as blind coders. So what you particularly see in the kids demographic, like when, you know, 4th, 5th, 6th graders want to start coding, which is a thing that happens, teachers often don't really know where to turn. And I think this might be a fantastically fun way of getting these people into coding as well, if you can't see what you're doing with Scratch. So that's really fun. And we're going to just explore a couple of these things. Welcome, what was your name? Let's see. Adnan Khan, welcome in from Pakistan, all the way from Pakistan. I appreciate you watching. Isn't it super late there? Isn't it like really late in the evening there? I don't know my I don't know my time zones very well over that side of the world. But yeah, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. Assalamu alaikum is all I can really say. Peace be with you, and I hope you have a good evening. Yeah, let's start with SonicPy, because SonicPy I think is the easiest to explain. And then from there we can switch over to to Strudel after, because Strudel is all web-based, so you don't have to download or install anything. SonicPy does require a download, but it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to set that up and then put it on the screen, and then we're gonna make me disappear off into the corner, and then at that point we can just, you know, have our fun, and we'll see how we do. SonicPy is now loading. Very good. Now obviously the good thing about not having to download anything on your computer is that, you know, if you don't have a very strong computer, or you just don't have the room for it, or for whatever reason, it's not working for you, you still have the other one. It's very nice. Okay, I have found it. Very cool. Oh dear. There's a lot of windows open here. Yeah, sure. Close that. Please hold while I close all these welcome windows, because I opened the thing 3 times by mistake. Perfect. Provide you a WhatsApp number to contact you. Why would I do this, Adnan Khan? What would be the benefit for me to randomly give a stranger who I've never met ever in my life my WhatsApp number? I don't think I'll be doing that. So unless you have a very good reason for me to do that, that'll be a no. But thanks for the offer. Okay, we're back to me in the corner. I'm going to switch my window capture so we can see the environment with which we're working today. And then I have to somehow figure out a way to make sure that you guys can actually hear the sound coming out of it. So that's going to be an interesting thing. Please hold while I sort that out. There we go. Chrome, no, we want Sonic Pi. Where is Sonic Pi? Here's Sonic Pi. There. Let's see. Did that all work? It should have, and if not, then we are very sad indeed. Let's have a look what this is happening, and then we can take it from there. All right. Waiting for the AI. Please provide the app development course for you for blind. Are you looking for Cracksmaster? Because I don't really have any, and I'm not really super appreciative of you asking them in a public place here. I don't really do piracy where people can see it. So this is not the avenue to ask about that kind of thing. I don't even know what apps you want to develop. I think you're gonna need to be a little bit more specific about what it is you want from me exactly, Adnan. But I appreciate the attention so far. In this thing, let me make sure that we have audio going to the right place. I was gonna hope there would be like an audio picker here. There is not. So we're gonna have to do it the other way. Okay. Please hold while I sort that out. We'll put this in here. Yeah, not sure which one I have to move. Might be this one. And it might be this one. That does not appear to be working. Let me just a second to switch this over then. Some tools really don't lend themselves well to being streamed, and this appears to be one of them. So I have to be a little bit creative, but this is easy enough to sort out. No, you're not hearing Screen Reader because there is no Screen Reader audio happening yet. Okay. Now you should be able to hear this. What the fuck? Okay. Let me refresh this this program because it's let's have a look. Khalid, just a moment. I'll be there in just a moment here. How accessible is Cursor? I have not played with Cursor myself. I have played with Cloud Code in the command line as well as Codex. Those are both command line tools, and they have been working fine for me. It's a little bit of a ASCII art nightmare sometimes, but on the whole, it does work. There we go. Let's leave it here for now, shall we? Just a little bit off center. What I was just doing is there is a bit of code in this thing. Let me put the screen reader through so you can hear that. We're in Sonic Pi right now. Sonic Pi has a bit of code. We're going to remove this code in a minute. I just wanted to have something to play with to start out with. And we have a
0.25 Sam live loop flibble do.
We have a live loop flibble,
Live loop,
and we have a
HH2.
live loop HH, which stands for hi-hat. That's just something I come up with.
Sample at do rate
And the
1
hi-hat is just doing a
sleep 0.25
hit every 0.2 beat.
end sample BD-OS rate 1
The beat,
sleep 0.5 sample BD-OS rate 1
the bass drum house is doing something every half a beat.
sleep 0.5 sample sleep 0 end
And I don't know exactly how everything works yet. This is still something I'm very much learning as well. I have the tutorial open in a page. We're going to play with a bunch of things here. But let's get all rid of all of this and just start with something really simple.
speech mode off.
Well, I appreciate that you've been enjoying your stream. Thank you so much for speaking up. Welcome in, DBAJ24. Also, welcome in... let's see. Okay, this seems to... I'm getting a lot of bots this week. Let me just quickly see who else came in here. Someone asking about... Okay, so... Wow. Yeah, so I'm not a game streamer on this channel. Also, welcome in Khalid. I'm not sure if you're still there, but I appreciate your question. It was a very good one. We just got flooded by a DBAJ24 that essentially is saying that they want to squad up, that they've been enjoying my stream. They're saying that you'd like to catch my next one and maybe squad up sometime. What's your usual stream time? My usual stream time is Saturday at 7, but hey, you immediately tossed me your Discord. Honestly, you tossed everyone your Discord. DAMI_025. Everyone go get it. Sorry, I don't know you. I don't know what you want to do. I don't even know if you know what I'm doing here. So, hi, how are you? Maybe tell me a bit more about what you do and how you work and what you generally, get up with your life before we start exchanging Discords for no reason. Let me remove this. And let's just start at the super beginning. Because the reason I said this would be good for a Scratch alternative is because it's very satisfying to get things started very simply. Like I can literally just do play, and then I can do a number. Let's do 42 and play that. That's a low beep. If we change the number, make it higher, say 70. Now it's that beep. Even higher, we can do 100. Ooh, that's very high. So just with one line of code, we can make a sound happen. And that's honestly exactly that same instant gratification that you get when you click things around in Scratch. Like I can make a song relatively easy. Like if I do, you can also use symbol names, Ruby symbols for the note names. So I can do C1, for example, instead of some number. I'm more used to doing that. So let's do that. D1, E1. Back to C1. This is pretty gonna wrong. Okay, I need to make these not 1. 1 is too low, we can't really hear that, so let's make it 3. Make these all 3. And the reason that's happening is because I'm essentially telling them to play all at the same time. If we put sleeps in between, let's do sleep 1 between all of these. Let's like sleep for 1 beat. So that means don't do anything for 1 beat. You can hear the individual notes better. I've done that now. And there you go. You have the first bar of Frère Jacques, or Brother Jacob. What's the English one again? Vader Jacob in Dutch. And we can just copy paste this. Copy paste this. Paste it again. Now we have the second bar as well. Or not. Runtime error. Thread death. That sounds very, very serious. Let's see what's happened. We must have made a mistake somewhere. Let's see what happened. Oh, that doesn't look good at all. We got a massive error just now. Oh, I see what happened. I put the wrong thing in here. That's a stream key. Good thing there's no one actually streaming on it right now. Let's delete that stream key here, shall we? There we go. Control A, Control C does apparently not work in this. Okay, that's good to know. Does this work? Can we highlight with Shift up? Yes. I literally just deleted it. So a lot of the hotkeys appear to not be working in this particular editor. The one thing that's tricky for accessibility is that the IntelliSense doesn't work either. So this maybe not with NVIDIA. I think I saw some reports that it does work with Narrator. God damn it. I'm apparently not allowed to copy stuff. That's kind of annoying. What's this thing now? Okay, it's working. We almost have it working. There's one thing missing. And then we have that stream key here again, which I need to delete again. Let's delete that. There we go. And what we need to do to make it work better is to put a sleep in between these two. Because there's two two play commands without a sleep in between, which means they play at the same time. You want to do that for chords, but not when you're playing the same thing and you're playing a melody. So let's try this again. There you go. You can just like, make a whole thing happen. Make a whole song. So that's cool. What we could, for example, do is to start and end this song with a chord. Let's try that. So really all I'm doing is I'm stepping through these play commands and the sleep commands, and I'm just adding things to them. I don't need more code than I need. Just using 2 commands, play and sleep. So if I, for example, do play E3 and play G3, G3 like this, so a colon, then the note, and then the octave number. Now it starts with 1. Now it starts with a C chord, like this. Now the sound is pretty boring. Let's change the sound to be something a little bit more exciting. That doesn't ring like it just did when you get a chord going. I need to look up the command for that, honestly, because I have not learned it yet. So let's quickly find that in the tutorial. There is a tutorial that we can use for that. Here it is. Let's see. I need to change the synthesizer to a different one. Let's do Prophet or something. Let's see. I'm looking at the things right now. Let's do Saw. Let's do Saw Waves. Saw Waves are always fun to listen to, aren't they? Let's see. Use synth. That's the command. Okay, so before everything else that we just did, let's put use synth with an underscore. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I'm saying it right. I'm doing it wrong. And we'll give it the name Saw, which makes it sound like this. Very cool. So now we have a chord, and this is how simple it is. Like, you can do all sorts of interesting things with all these kinds of cool stuffs. And this is also a great way to learn how like the basics of coding work. Basically, this play command is just that. It's a function call. Basically, we're saying we want to call the play function, and the argument is the C note, for example. Now, this looks a little strange because this is Ruby, and Ruby is very allergic to punctuation of most kinds. So normally you would expect all sorts of things like brackets and braces. Ruby doesn't do that super much. So yeah, you just get to these kinds of things where it looks more like you're just writing command line things, really. What we were doing before, a loop in coding is essentially a set of instructions that you do over and over again. So what we could do is, for example, make this thing that we just made a loop and make it play over and over. And if we do that, then we can essentially just riff on the idea while it's playing. Let's try that. So we'll call this, we'll do live loop. Let's call it father. See, visually what you can see happen is that everything in this is now indented. So it's all added to the loop as it were. And that means that we don't have to do it ourselves. It keeps track of that. We can put an end here, so we have the loop ending, and now if we run this, it'll play over and over. What if we change the sound to like Prophet? Next loop around, it'll change the sound. Now. Oh, I guess it will not. Okay. Stop. Fancy. Very fancy. Now we can hear that I'm missing a note in this thing. I just fixed this. Why isn't it working? Let's try it again. Looks like when you change a loop, it doesn't follow the plot when you change it. Normally it does do that. There, that's good. Okay. So now if I don't know, if I make a loop that does something else, maybe play like a beat or something. Let's do beats. Sample, let's do BD house, the one we were using before. And then sleep 0.5. Let's see what that sounds like. Isn't it? I just added the beat to it. Very nice. That would be a snare of some kind? Yeah, snare drum works. And we can put that as this maybe? Let's try this. Let's try half. And switch. Not really what I had in mind. Maybe it actually triggered this. Let's try it. Let's see. But if I just put a 1 on this, let's see what this does. Maybe make the beat happen more often, the bass drum. Like that now. Pretty cool. What if we make this half as long as well? 4. Let's go. Very cool. So that's essentially what this does. You can add all sorts of interesting things, intricate loops and stuff that we've been using. And yeah, this is how you do it. This uses Ruby, like I said, under the hood. You can use you can learn Ruby and see how it all works. And there's all sorts of things you can do. You can take this as far as you want. You can add synthesizers, you can add samples like we're doing in this here. There's all sorts of things you can play with, and you can like find melodic instruments. There's a whole list of things. Unfortunately, there are a couple of accessibility issues with this. The main issue is that, like I said, IntelliSense and the help system just don't work that well. The help system isn't a huge deal, given you can also find most of that information on the web. So you can Google, you can look stuff up. That's all perfectly fine. But yeah, a couple of things don't quite work as integratedly as you'd like them to, and that's a shame. The other thing that we've been using, the other thing that I've been playing with is something called Strudel, that uses a web-based thing, which makes it a lot more sort of intuitive, but the code that it uses is a lot more, to me it's less intuitive, like how you're meant to be using it. It's kind of interesting how it all works. I wonder what happens if we take this whole entire live loop. Can we copy this now? Yes. Okay. If we put this in as an inner loop for the beat, can we do that? That way maybe they stay in sync better, because I was noticing some interesting things happening there with the timing that I wasn't expecting. So let's put this in here and give this another try. So we go in here and we paste this right here. How does this sound? What can we do with changing the rate on this? Let's make it something really strange, like rate 6. Oh, it's the squeaky bass drum. Very cool. Now I'm going to equalize it all to 1. make it a little equal, see what that changes to the groove here. Like that one, this one, let's go. This is some cool stuff. You can do all sorts of interesting things with this, and you can also do some really interesting. Let's actually can you do arbitrary Ruby code in this? Like, can we just Ruby code? Let's just delete everything here and just try something new, because obviously once you get past like just doing play in individual plays, you want to do other things. You want to be able to maybe go nuts and like wow the public a little bit. And there's all sorts of things you can do. There's effects you can do. You can reverse things. You can add reverb. All very cool. But can you, for example, do a little loop? How would you build, for example, a bass drum that goes... My Ruby is really rusty, but let's try something. For I in... Wait, no, we'll do a while. Can you do a while loop? While I less than 5? Okay, yeah, you can. Let's do sample BD house rate I. So now what I've done is made a loop that essentially counts down from 5 to 1, and it plays a sample of that bass drum we were using, which hopefully creates a cool boo 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 effect. Oh. Apparently what I did is not allowed. Let's see what I did wrong.
Runtime error. Workspace 0. Thread death. Runtime. Edit help window. List. Edit sample. BD house rate I. End. Sample Y less 5.
I'm not quite sure why this didn't work. Oh, I forgot to
sample BD
actually
YE
decrease
sample
I.
BD house rate I.
We should
Y less 5.
probably do that. This would
HILE space less space 5 line feed.
Okay. I equals I minus 1, because I forget if you can do I minus minus in Ruby. I said it was rusty. I just said I was rusty.
Text.
Okay, no, it doesn't like you doing this. So there is something
error.
to this
Edit
that I am
window.
not
List.
getting.
Edit I equals I dash 1. Sample. End. Sample. BD house rate I.
I'm sure there's ways to do it. There might be some syntactic sugar that I'm forgetting. Oh, wait, is there a do? Is there a do?
I sample. End.
Is there a do?
Text.
Well, there is a do probably, but it still doesn't work. Okay.
Edit help window. List. Edit end. Sample. I equal Y less 5 do. I equals I dash 1.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why this isn't currently working,
Sample.
but yeah, this would be what I would expect, unless it's not liking
M. Line feed.
that it would get to 0. Is that the problem?
Equals.
Try it one more time.
Text.
No, it just doesn't like this. Okay, I'll have to read the tutorial to see what else funny things you can do with this stuff. But there's all sorts of interesting things, all the way down to like automation, which you would find in Ableton, where you can say, I want this to be, I want the volume to go up here and down here, and essentially give the instructions to the program that way. Seems really cool. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with this. Let's find something, tutorial examples that we can play
Copy
with.
Button.
Let's see.
Play 62. Button. Let's try another sound. Discovering synths heading left 2 quadration ampli release attack sustain decay for decay level copy button. Sustain 1. Play 6 use 2 to create envelopes such as the following. Copy but sustain. Play it's also graphic ASR copy sample. Play 36 command. Sonic Pi includes many samples for you to play with. You can use them just like you use the play. Command to play multiple discovering samples heading left 3.2 sample parameters. Amp and pan heading level 1.
For like a...
Amping samples heading level copy button sample. Pass a rate. Let's play with heading level 2. Let's play with one of the ambient sounds. Amplifier to play with the default rate. You can pass a rate up the sample. Sample button this plays as something else. Sample app button copy.
The one thing about this tutorial is, and that's what we're going to be looking at Strudel in a little bit, and they have this tutorial built right into the web page, so you can play with the examples. This I have to constantly copy paste into a thing.
But whoa, second heading the sample that's throwing sample button cop. However, by change sample button copy speed a sample button cop now for our final part. Sample button copy sample looping man rate -1.
But I also have to
sample.
I also have
copy
to
clip. Sonic Pi window edit
doing and make sure that
sample
stuff
looping man rate
fall
-1
over.
sample.
For example, we could do this. Something called loop
One.
amen or amen.
1 dash.
Let's set that to 1 first to see what that does. Okay.
Sample. Loop amen. Rate 1.
But if we
One.
set it to a minus level, we get a reversed version of that. And that's really cool to add a little bit of extra oomph to your...
Sonic pop button combo. It plays very fast. Heading level useful with string. If you play the sample there at tab rate, the amount of the more you compress sample sounds have heading level 2. This section is provided for those that are interested in the details. Heading level 2, the max behind sample rate. 3.4 envelope samples heading level 1. It is also pause amen envelopes heading level auto sustain heading level 2 fade outs heading level fade in and out heading level 2. Explicit sustain heading level percussive symbols heading level 2. 3.5 partial samples heading level 1. Choosing a starting point heading level choosing a specifying start and finish head combining with rate heading level 2 combining with envelopes 3. Portability heading level 2. 3.6 external samples heading level 1. Portability local samples heading level 2.
Put your own samples.
So how do you play any arbitrary WAV? A for flag file has the path of that file to sample. 3. Indexing filtering sample packs sources heading level filters heading level 2 composites heading level 2.
Which is really cool because it makes it a lot more interesting. You can add your own samples or get sample packs off the web and use those. And that's when like live coding gets really into the nitty-gritty of like studio-like things.
Wrapping up heading level 2 repeatability heading level 2. A really useful random function is rand which will give you a random value between 2 numbers. A. Min and the max dot. Rand is short for ranged random. Let's play rand 5095.
Okay.
Button copy.
So
Play
I found
rand
something
50. Play rand.
one
Copy
last
the
thing
clip.
that we can
Sonic.
use to play with. So something that would be really interesting, for example, to play with when you're just sort of filling a bit of time is you could write another live loop. Let's do live loop random.
Random.
Do. And now I'm going to put in this line here.
Live loop random. Play rand 5095.
rand 5095. So that is just going to play tones between tone number 50 and tone number 95, and it's going to keep that
play rand.
up
Live
until I tell
play
it
rand
to
5095.
stop. And it's going to sound a little bit like an alien landing on Earth. It's kind of sounds like this.
Text.
Sounds like an error message.
Edit help window.
What's the
Sonic Pi column 1 Sonic Pi window. Edit help window list. Edit read only line 1 position 1. Line 1 position 1 line. Edit number welcome to Sonic Pi. Scroll bar 0. No previous. Edit number welcome to Sonic Pi. Number left click. Edit number welcome number line feed.
Because I think something may have gone a little bit wonky here. Let's paste this in.
Paste. Play rand 5095.
Does this work? Okay, this is always going to be 5th. It's the same one for some reason.
Sonic Pi tutorial and Sonic button copy. Play random. It played a random note. It played note 83.7527.a nice random note. Wait, did I just predict the exact random note you got to? Something fishy is going on here. Try running the code again. What? The answer is that it is not truly random. It's pseudo-random. Sonic Pi will give you random-like numbers in a repeatable manner. This is very useful for ensuring that the music you create on your machine sounds identical on everybody else's machine, even if you use some randomness in your composition. Of course, in a given piece of music, if it randomly shows 83.75 to be very interesting. However, it doesn't. Try the following. Loop 2. Play rand, loop 2,
okay,
play rand, 50, 90, sleep 0. End, button copy. Yes, it finally sounds random within a given run sub end, sleep play loop 2.
Okay, so
loop
if
play sleep 0.5 selected.
But what I was doing was right. I think live loop might have been the wrong type of loop. Let's do a regular loop instead. I'm not sure what the difference is, honestly. I think this might not be listening for changes while you're messing with it, but let's paste this in here and see what this does. This is just play random stuff.
Sleep 0.5.
It's a bit loud, isn't it? Let's turn it down a tiny bit. And we're going to listen to this while I set up the
7:50 p.m. Run dialog. Chrome.
Please hold while I find the Strudel tutorial. Strudel tutorial.
Sonic Pi tutorial and 6. Son Google. 30. Google document. Search land. 30. Google document.
Strudel.
Sonic Pi tutorial and 63. Sonic Pi tutorial. Sonic Pi. Found 150 results. App preview. Level 2 first sound cyclone Strudel. Act 30. 20. First sound cyclones clickable main lattice is the first chapter of the Strudel workshop. Nice to Sonic Pi Google Chrome column Sonic Pi
Okay, I'll stop torturing you now. Goodbye.
First Sonic Pi tutorial at first Google Chrome column 3. Sonic Pi column 4 Sonic.
I said goodbye. There we go. So yeah, this is a fun little thing. Go play with this. It's you can download it for free. There's no like thing you have to pay for. It's relatively accessible. It's not super accessible, which I find kind of interesting because on the website it does say it's accessible to the blind and visually impaired. Yes, it kind of is, but there are some buts and ifs to that statement. The tutorial is very accessible in the sense that it's very easy to read. There's not a lot of like jargon going on that's not immediately explained. So yeah, if you're not into music that much or you just want to sort of learn something simple and you like that instant thing of you write something down and the computer makes the sound you told it to make, this can be really fun for you. Like, I don't know if this would be something that everyone likes, but again, I sort of compare it akin to something like Scratch, where like, you know, you get that instant you click something and something happens, gratification, that a lot of coding in a console or whatever, where you just have bits of text happening, just doesn't quite give that same I made something happen feel, at least not to me. So yeah, that's basically what this is. That's basically, I think, a great example, a great way to do Scratch, but in audio, for example. And this is a download. The thing we're about to look at is even more accessible in that sense because it is a web page. We're just going to look at the tutorial and going to play with the examples on the page right there. We don't even have to open a specific anything. We're going to strudel.cc/workshop/first sounds, and we're going to start from right there. And I'm going to read it out loud, and then we're going to just play with this and have a bit of fun, shall we? Okay, let's put Chrome on the screen. And then, yeah, we're just going to use our browser to make some music. It's going to be super fun.
Speed up CH6 through present. What is show log work first Atom recap work make Sam audio MID audio Sam make word recap Atom effects. First effects Atom recap work make Sam audio MI recipe mini visual offline Atoms Mondo music CISA Hydra input the device motion Atom function IOT and sound Cassie 1 2 R 0 first code fee sounds 11 7 at its join our community at its Strudel on Mastodon.
Okay, so
7 11 this is the first chapter. Ops Google Ops 32
on the screen. Let's put this
Ops
on
Ops
the
30
screen.
grouping combo box set combo box Chrome.exe Ops 30.
There we go.
First sound cyclone Strudel and 64 more pages. Ops 32.
Let's
First sound clickable play button.
Something
Stop.
so we can test. Yeah, right now you guys cannot hear that. Okay.
Settings
Fix
window
that.
apps grouping list fluent Goxler daemon using button fluent Firebot button collect first sound run dialog type the name of a program folder size.cp ms settings apps volume text on settings window apps grouping list audacity disco fluent Goxler daemon using mic and op p spot steam view. First sound cyclones Strudel and 64 more page Ops 32 Google Chrome column 4 Google Chrome window
that's
add Google
why, okay.
paste loop duplay ran 50
No.
settings row 1 first sound cyclones Strudel first sound cyclones Strudel C collab Google Chrome row 1 Google
This way.
google.com
This
slash
is what
search
I'd like you
loop
to see,
duplay
not the
ran
Google
50
page. No.
loop duplay blank paste loop duplay ran 50
Oh my
undo
god.
Sonic Pi tutorial first sound cyclones Strudel Microsoft Edge person
This is not my day.
Copy.
This is not
Sonic
my
loop
day.
duplay ran
Things
50 loop
just
duplay
really working as concerned.
paste
Let's go.
Strudel.cc/workshop/first
There we
main
go.
landmark first sound heading level clickable play button stop
Let's test it again. Beep. We can hear beeps. Now we hear the beeps lower. So now you can actually hear it. Let's go play, shall we? Let's just stop
Play.
this for now and read what it
code
says.
fields heading level speech mode
This is the first chapter of the Strudel workshop. Nice to have you on board. Is that actually showing? Let's have a look.
Off.
Do we have everything happening where we like it to happen? Because of course this is one of those streams where everything seems to be falling over at the rim of a hat. Yeah, we are looking at it. Okay, beautiful. We're looking at the Strudel docs. Strudel is essentially, like I said, it's title, what's it called? Title cycles. Title cycles itself is written in Haskell, which is a bit of an obscure language. Like some people use it, some do not use it. To each their own. And let's have a look at Strudel, because what Strudel has done is they have taken title cycles, and which was a very, very commonly recommended live coding environment for people, and then they've made it JavaScript, so it runs in a web browser, and it looks pretty cool. This is the first chapter of the Strudel workshop. Nice to have you on board. Code fields. The workshop is full of interactive code fields. Let's learn how to use those. Here's one. Yeah, this is the one we were just listening to. And there's the code right here. It says sound Casio. So right now, this is the sound we're hearing. And the one of the things that it's going to let us do is change the sound to metal. So let's do metal. And now the same thing as with the Sonic Pi, I had to press Alt-R to update the stuff in the Sonic Pi interface. Let's press the update button here to make this change. Now it's a ding. And it's that simple. You can just change things as they're playing, and that's really cool. This is a lot more loop-based, as it were. Like, as you can tell, this is already going every 4 seconds, I think I want to say. Okay, there's also hotkeys. You can do Control-Enter to play. You don't even have to press the update button. Control-Enter will do it, and Control-Dot will stop. That's good to know. Let's turn this off for now and continue reading what it says. Congratulations, you are now live coding. Thank you. Sounds. We have just played a sound with something like this. That's the Casio sound again. Try out a few other sounds. In insect, wind, jazz, metal, east, crow, Casio, space, numbers. We have to try some of these, obviously. Let's try space. That's space. What about crow? Oh, that's cool. What's east? Is that supposed to be like a Japanese, like, percussive sound or something? Let's put it back to crow. This is kind of cool to have crow going while I read this. There we go. Casio is one of the many standard sounds. Try out a few other sounds. Yeah, we did insect, wind, jazz, metal. What's jazz? Let's do jazz. One more thing to try. Jazz. Update. Okay, well, jazz is a bass drum. Okay, let's put it back to crow. I like the crow. There we go. You might hear a little pause while the sound is loading. Okay, change sample numbers with. One sound can contain multiple samples. Okay, you can select the sample by appending a colon followed by a number. Let's see if crows has multiple ones. Let's do crow 2. Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah, let's do Casio 2. Casio 2. So now we get the da-da-da sounds, basically. If I put the regular Casio sound in here, what is that going to do? Actually, do I need an extra call? Let's see. Can I add something else? Can I do? What's this do? Well, that's pretty cool, isn't it? We got a little beat going. Very nice. Yeah, Casio 2, Casio 1. Okay, yeah, very cool. Casio is one many standard sounds. Try out a few other sounds. The ones we just did. You might hear a little pause. Yeah, okay. Change sample number. We did that just now. Very cool. Try different sound plus sample number combinations. We are. Not adding a number is like doing 0. Now you know how to use different sounds. For now, we'll stick to this little selection of sounds, but we'll find out how to load your own sounds later. Cool. Drum sounds. By default, Strudel comes with a wide selection of drum sounds. Okay, let's turn this one off for now. Stop. Stop. Okay. Because we have this one to play with now. And the code for this is essentially sound BDHHSDOH. So it's bass drum, hi-hat, snare drum, and open hi-hat. And we can just play with these examples as well. If we don't want that open hi-hat, we can just remove it and put something else in. Let's put another snare. It'll sound weird, but we'll know that it works. Boop, boop, boom, tick, boop, boop. This is very simple. It changes right as we're playing with it. It's very akin to like having a watch open on a some kind of web program that you're making, a node or something, and it'll work. Yes, combination stands for different parts of a drum set. This little image, and then we have original image by BB Rocks 13. We have a list as well. Got bass drum, snare drum, rim shot, hi-hat, open hi-hat, low tom, middle tom, and high tom, and ride cymbal, and crash cymbal. Let's try crash cymbal in the middle of that. And let's put a hi-hat here. Uh-oh. Okay, now we switch these around to make it little bit more conventional of what you'd expect to hear in these kinds of beats. There we go, much better. Okay. So, like I said, you really don't need to know much coding or much music to play around with this. Like, it does help to know a little bit of like how beats are made. You can just go off your ear and see how far you get with that. I will say that these guys, and we'll see this in a little bit longer, these seem a little bit more interesting in like how their timings work, and how you can like fit more stuff in the timing as opposed to like changing the timing. We're not using sleep commands like we're doing with Sonic Pi. There's like a whole entire bit of math you have to do for it, but let's just see how we go. We'll stop this for now. And let's see what else they let us play with in this first tutorial here. Try out different drum sounds. We just did. To change the sound character of our drums, we can use bank to change the drum machine. Okay. So this is this is the TR-909. Let's see, can we do an 808? Is there an 808? Yeah, this is a very common sound in a lot of different pop music, still used today. In this example, Rode TR-909 is the name of the drum machine that we're using. It is a famous drum machine for house and techno beats. Try changing Roland TR into one of Akai Lin, Rhythm Ace, Roland TR-808, 707, Visco Space Drum. Now, if someone tells me there's a Visco Space Drum, we have to try that, of course. So let's change the Visco Space Drum. Remove the Roland TR-808, place this in the quotes, and let's go. That's pretty spacey. And stop. Okay, let's keep going. Try changing the Roland TR. Yeah, we just did that. We just tried a couple of other ones. There are a lot more, but let's keep it simple for now. Okay. Sloth. Pro tip. Mark a name via double clicking, then just copy and paste. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. Sequences. In the last example, we already saw that you can play multiple sounds in a sequence by separating them with a space. Yeah, we just did that with a couple of things. Notice how the currently playing sound is highlighted in the code and also visualized below. Try adding more sounds to the sequence. The longer the sequence, the faster it runs. So this is bass drum, hi-hat, bass drum, rim, bass drum, hi-hat, bass drum. And that's what I mean with how it gets a little interesting. Right now, the way this works is the more thing you stuff in here, the faster it needs to put these together to make it fit in what it considers a bar. So if we add two more bass drums here, let's add some more rim jobs here. So yeah, you don't immediately get the idea of what a bar is precisely. The contents of a sequence will be squished into what's called a cycle. a cycle is 2 seconds long by default. So I have a bit of a problem with this particular approach because normally in music, if you're coming from any other music that you know, any other kind of music program, you work with beats per minute. So beats per minute, say 120 beats per minute is one beat every half a second because a minute has 60 seconds and a beat is at that point half a second because 120. That 2 times 60 is 120. That means 120 divided by 60 is 2, which means 2 beats per second. This uses cycles per minute, which is a little odd because one cycle, like it says, is 2 seconds by default. So instead of 120 beats per minute, you're working with, 30 cycles per minute, which is a very different number. So the numbers are derivable. It's just why? Why did you not just use 1 per cycle with less than ... right then. Okay, so here is the sample sequence, but this time surrounded by less than and right then angle brackets. Okay. So this is so slow because every beat is on one cycle. There's a bass drum, hi-hat, bass drum, brim, bass drum, hat. The same as before, but they put angle brackets around it, so now every cycle is one thing. This will play only one sound per cycle. With these brackets, the tempo doesn't change when we add or remove elements, and that's a good thing. Like this way you can set up your rhythm without altering your tempo. It's just a bit of an odd way of doing it, in my opinion. Because this is now very slow, we can speed it up again like this, which is the exact same thing times 8. So times 8 means, I guess, speed times 8. But this is where it gets a little magical for me. Like, okay, what are we dividing by 8 exactly? I'm guessing we're multiplying by 8, therefore dividing the cycle per minute number by. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Here the *8 means we make the whole thing 8 times faster. Yeah, what does the whole thing mean here? That makes me a little think. Wait a minute, isn't this the same as with less? Why do we need it then? That's true. The special thing about this notation is that the tempo won't change when you add or remove elements. Try it. Okay. So let's do the same thing we did before. Let's add bass drums. Let's see what that does now. Let's play this. Right, so now every beat is a cycle, so at that point, we are no longer bound to be squished within that 2 second limit, I guess. That's what they're showing us now. Stop this for now. Stop. Stop. Thank you. And let's continue on here. What else? CPM equals cycles per minute. Yeah, so by default, the tempo is 30 cycles per minute. Is 120 by 4 is 1 cycle every 2 seconds. What? So let's math this. 30 cycles per minute. And then they say 120 divided by 4 is 1 cycle every 2 seconds. Why 120? As far as I'm aware, a minute has 60 seconds, so why are we now working with 2 minutes? In Western music, you could say the above are 8th notes at 90 BPM in 4/4 time. But don't worry if you don't know these terms, as they are not required to make music with strudel. No, they're not, but it does help to know what you're doing. Add a rests in a sequence with, what's that? A colon?
Speech mode dash right tick space right tick dash right tick.
Oh, a dash.
Speech mode off.
Or a, what's that character?
Speech tilde.
Oh,
Speech mode off.
so dash or tilde make rests. Okay, is there a difference? Okay, so we have Can you stop for a second? I want to do this properly. Beat drum, hi-hat, rest, rim, rest, BD, HH, rim. Subsequence with brackets. Okay. Okay, this sounds very funky, but how are they doing this? So we got a bass drum, then a hi-hat in brackets, then a snare drum on its own, then a hi-hat and a bass drum in brackets, then a bass drum, a rest, a hi-hat and a snare drum thing in clap in brackets, and then a clap on its own. Okay, no idea what this is doing exactly. Let's read what the tutorial says. Try adding more sounds inside the bracket. Oh, we're not going to explain this, are we? Similar to the whole sequence, the content of a subsequence will be squished to its own length. To its own what length? Its own cycle? Multiplication, speed things up. Okay, so we're going to... Right, so we got bass drum, 2 hi-hat times fast, rim, hi-hat times 3. Then we got a sequence of rest, hi-hat, rim, hi-hat 2. Okay, at this point I'm kind of lost about what they're trying to do exactly here. But it sounds cool. Multiplication, speed up sequences. Yeah, okay. Cool. Well, we can speed things up. Cool. Again, how are they doing that? So it's a bass drum, hi-hat times 32. But so when you do times 32 on a given on one thing, it does the thing times 32. But if you do it at the end of a sequence, then it speeds things up. Okay, it's a little overloaded, but I think I get it. Let's continue. Pitch equals really fast rhythm. Okay, sub sequences with okay, now you're just getting silly. So BD, yeah, we have two brackets, rim, and then hi-hat in that. Oh wow, okay. You can go as deep as you want. Play sequences in parallel with comma. So this is now gone from tutorial, let's show how you need to do this, to we're just gonna throw everything this can do at you and see how far you get. It's a shame, because they were doing a really good job to begin with. Okay, so what this is doing, let's see, we have sound, hi-hat, comma, BD Casio. So we have two sequences, 3 hi-hats, ding, 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 ding. Then we have a bass drum and a Casio. What I'm not entirely sure about is why the hi-hat has 3 of them, and the other just knows to leave one blank between the BD and the Casio. That's a little interesting. You can use as many commas as you want. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Again, now you're just showing me what you can do, not how you do it. Commas can also be used inside subsequences. Yep, sounds like this. Like I said, this is very concise. You can put a lot in one line of code, but it does, I think, go a little bit into the weeds readability wise. I have no idea what's happening anymore. It's quite common that there are many ways to express the same idea. Multiple lines with backticks. What? Okay, so yeah, now we're essentially getting matrices. You can use backticks basically to divide lines in between, so it's easier to read, I guess. Selecting sample numbers separately. Instead of selecting sample numbers one by one, yes. jazz 0, jazz 1, jazz 4, jazz 2, jazz 3 times 2. We can also use the n function and make it short and more readable. Let's see, is this more readable? What have they done? N 0, 4, 2.
Speech left quote 0 space 1 space left 4 space 2 right space.
Okay, so 0, 1, brackets 4, 2.
3, star.
3 times 2.
2, quote, right pair dot.
Dot sound jazz. Okay, so instead of just saying jazz 1, jazz 0, what we're doing is we're giving a list of numbers to a separate function, and then we're feeding all those numbers into the jazz file. Is this more readable? I think that depends on who you ask. Like, this is not more readable to me. It's more concise. It's shorter. But I wouldn't say this is easier to read. I think I prefer the verbosity of Sonic Pi.
Out of edit heading level 2 recap.
Recap.
Now we've learned the basics of the so-called mini notation, the rhythm language of title. This is
We've language of title.
what we've learned so far.
What we've learned so far.
Table with 9 rows and 3 columns, row 1 column, row 0 8 row 9 parallel. Speech mode off.
Is there anything else we can play? Is it like a second chapter? The mini notation is usually used inside some functions. This is also a function where what? Okay. Examples. Can I go to the next thing? Is there like a next? Now that we know the basics of how to make beats, let's look at how we can play notes. Okay, now we're gonna do melodies. So let's do that one. And then maybe give that a little run through, and then I guess we can call it after that. We'll have to see how we go. Is there still even people watching this silliness? Let's have a look. Oh, NVDA is not having it today. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very nice. So yeah, we have a couple of bots. I saw that Anti-Tank Birthmark D joined us a while ago. I did not acknowledge them because they were just selling views. Yeah, we got a couple people going. Okay, we got a couple people who I will not just yell out on stream because they have not made themselves known, so I shall not disturb them in their, what's the word? In their lurks. Let's look at how we can play notes, numbers and notes. Play notes with numbers. Let's hear it. Very pretty. So it's note 48, 52, 55, 59. So this is actually how I started with Sonic Pi as well. I hope they have shorthand for regular, like, music notation as well. This is actually kind of similar to, like, writing music, staffing music in this sense. And they're giving it a piano sound. Very cool. Let's see what else we can do. Yeah, so we got numbers. And there's a piano image with the numbers on it. Can we also not use numbers and just type them? Let's see. Try out different numbers. Yeah, try decimal numbers like 55.5 play notes with the letters. There you go. Okay, so how do we set the octave? Let's fuck with someone here, shall we? Can you do sharps like this? Can we put a rest somehow? Let's see. Doesn't look like it now. Let's pause this, stop it for a second. There you go. Can we do anything with these samples? This is very different. There's a lot of things we cannot seemingly do in this. We cannot do the same things we could do in drums. Can you find melodies that are actual words? Hint. What? Hint, hot beverage, thinking phase, white circle. So what? Coffee? Coffee isn't the word. Coffee, you can play coffee on a piano. Tea? Can't play tea either. What the hell? I don't get it. Add flats or sharps to play the blade. Yeah, I tried that. So you do a B after the letter or a sharp and a number sign to do that. We tried that. We found that out by mistake. Very cool. But how can we set the length of a note? Let's see. Play notes with letters in different octaves. Okay, so the octave... Oh, you put numbers. Okay, same as in Sonic Pi. Very cool. Yeah. Okay. Stop. Let's continue. Yep. Be more curious how you can like set durations and like timings and things, because it doesn't seem to work the same way. Oh. Try out different octaves, 1 to 8. If you are not comfortable with the note letter system, it should be easier to use numbers instead. Yeah, okay. Most of the examples will use numbers for that reason. We will also look at ways to make it easier to play the right notes later. Changing the sound, yeah, okay. Just like with unpitched sounds, we can change the sound on our own notes using the sound. This is a piano. Try out different sounds. GM electric. This is gonna sound awful, but let's try it. We change the piano into a muted electric guitar. Or let's make it like little 1990s video game like oohs and ahs instead. Let's try that. Okay. Ah, perfect. Yeah, you got blown bottles, you got sawtooth, you got square, a whole bunch of different things. Triangle. How about BDSD or HA? Okay. Remove sound completely. Hang on. Switch between sounds. So what do? You do notes. Then you change the sound. Stack multiple sounds. Okay. Okay, you can do multiple things in the sound thing. That's good to know. The note and sound patterns are combined. We will see more ways to combine patterns later. Okay. Longer sequences. Divide sequences with slash to slow them down. Okay. The divide would place the sequence in brackets over 4 cycles equals 8 seconds. Okay. And each of the 4 notes is 2 seconds long. Try adding more notes inside the brackets. Notice how it gets faster. Play 1 per cycle with the... Okay, left and right. Okay. In the last section, we learned angle brackets can be used to play only 1 thing per cycle, which is useful for longer melodies too. That's a bass, very well. Try additional more notes and ends in brackets and notice that the tempo stays the same. The angle brackets are actually just a shortcut. Okay, so angle brackets is divided by 3, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Play 1 sequence per cycle. You can combine the 2 types of brackets in all sorts of different ways. Here's an example of a repetitive bass line. Let's try something. I'm assuming I can just put letters here, right? Let's try that. In this bracket here, let's do I changed something. Does this work? It does not. Oh. Why is it not working? Very interesting. I'm not allowed to change them here.
Speak.sound. GM blank. Out of edit unexpected token. 1:9. Alternate between multiple things. Clickable button play. Stop. Edit multi-line note. 60 less 63 62 65 63 greater. Dot sound. GM Xylo blank. Out of edit. This is also useful for unpitched sounds. Speech mode off.
So it doesn't look like you can do the quotes, so the named sounds together with quotes, unless... Let's try this again. I have to stop that one first and then play that one. Oh, this one's broken now. Okay, fair enough. Let's remove the quotes here and see what we can do here. Remove the quotes. So what does it do 4 of them? This is where I'm starting to not understand, because I only changed one thing, and it's not... And it's doing 4 of them for some reason. I need someone to actually see why this is happening. It's kind of weird. Let's see what this does. This is a lot of fun. Just don't really get it yet. This is very fun. Like, it's very cool to play with the code and just change things around. What is this, a slash? So we do... What does this do? Oh.
Speed 4 star. Dot sound blank out of edit 4 dot sound alternate between multiple clickable 4 dot sound is not a function. Edit note less a 3 of 3f number dot sound GM acoustic dot sound note less a 3 of 3f note less a 3 of 3f number dot sound GM acoustic bass. N.
Let's see what I did here.
Note less a 3 of 3f number f note less a 3 of 3f number f number G/2G number greater star 8. Blank 8 star. Dot sound GM acoustic bass. Note less a 3 of 3f number f number G/2G number right parent.
Times 8. Here? You want to make it faster?
8 right parent.
Is it like this? Oh no, it's entirely broken.
Dot sound out of edit alternate between multiple clickable edit multi-line dot sound GM acoustic bass.
Now it's just broken.
Note less a 3 dot sound GM acoustic bass. Note less a 3 of 3f number f number G/2G number greater star 8. 8 star. Space.
It's so interesting.
Clickable edit multi update
Yeah,
button.
very interesting how this works. Let's just continue on and see if we can
Button stop.
other ways to like
Play button edit dot out of clickable button edit mode dot out of edit clickable button play button update edit mode dot bang out of edit heading level 2 scales. Finding the right notes can be difficult. Scales are here to help.
Scales are here to
Clickable
help.
button play button up edit multi-line set 60.
Set CPM 60.
N024 less 6 87 9 greater. Dot scale C colon minor dot sound piano. Out of edit try out different numbers. Any number should sound.
Okay, so
Speed
you can
mode off.
set like scales. You can repeat and elongate. Repeat and elongate. Here we go. Elongate with at.
Speed L with at.
Oh.
Click up button update. Edit multi-line note. C at 3M dot sound. GM acoustic out of edit button update. Button stop.
See, now we're getting somewhere.
Button update. Button stop. Elongate with at. Click up button update. Edit multi note. C at 3M dot sound. GM acoustic day 3 Add. Space 3C. A B quote B F number add F 3 G add number quote number add quote.
Does this work? Okay, I had a thing in my head that I wanted to do, and I just did it.
Blank. Out of edit. Not using at is like using at one dot in the above example. C is 3 units long and depth. Speech mode off.
Not using at is like using at 1. In the above example, C is 3 units long and EB is 1 unit long. Okay, so that's how you do it. Try changing that number so you can make them longer that way. Within subsequences, yeah, okay, get this now. Very cool. And then there's a recap. So, yeah, this is really fun. The notation I still think is very esoteric, but learnable. Like, the abbreviations for things make sense. The notation gets very odd, very sort of stuff you have to read in a book or in a tutorial to figure it out. but it is learnable. And while Ruby takes sort of the English-like side of things, and it's all very verbose, and it takes a bit of more typing to get anything done, I think it might be a little easier to read. And while this looks more like actual like music notation, where once you learn what all the characters do and how you put them in the right orders and in the right bars, as it were, you get a bit more of a succinct way of writing a piece of music. Because obviously if you make very long bits of music, then you're going to eventually just want to do things fast. Particularly if you're live, you want to change as little as possible. So this makes sense. It's just a bit more of a learning curve for Strudel, I think. But it is cool. I like it a lot, and I
Speech mode off.
might
Speech
just
mode
play
off.
with this in my free time. But I do think this is enough to get our feet wet, and I think we've covered enough of this right now. So what I think I will do is I will call it here, and I will let you guys go on with your day. This has been a good way to get me back into it, as it were. There will be more IC0 streams coming up, but for right now, this will conclude it, I think. I hope you guys had fun. I hope people watching it in the future will have fun with this, and I hope teachers who stumble across this might, be helped by maybe teaching their kids, their students, to use this instead of something like MIT's Scratch, which, even though it is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, we really have not been seeing any kind of effort to make it accessible, apart from the occasional random intern or student that tries it and then just doesn't get anywhere with it. So yeah, this is cool. This has been cool. I hope you had fun. I'm glad you had fun. Tangle and Weave. Yeah, you weren't talking, but I'm so glad you had fun. I hope you'll really be back for other things in the future. Also, it would really help the channel out if any of you would subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribing means the algorithm gets happy. When the algorithm is happy, I can help more people with these demos. I am not in it for the money whatsoever. That's not what I'm doing this for, but I do want to reach a wider audience. So the best thing you can do to help me out is to spread the YouTube channel around, spread the Twitches around, get this under more eyes so I can help and teach and entertain more people. With that, I hope you had a fantastic time. I did, and I'll see you in the next one. That be on Xerxax as a gaming channel, or this as a random tech/hacking channel. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.